everybody, welcome to another Common Grounds Meet the Members. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jo Stevens and my business is, am I on the right side today? Yes, I am, Quirky Habits. And I'm a little bit quirky and I love to be self-aware of my emotional habits. And that is what Quirky Habits is all about. But today is not all about me. Today is about meeting our wonderful Common Ground members. And today we have Nikki. Hello, Nikki. How are you, my love?
I'm doing fantastically, Jo. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Now, Nikki, would you like to introduce yourself formally and tell everybody who you are and what your business name is?
Definitely. So I don't have a fancy background that can help explain what I do, but I'll do my best. So my name is Nikki Wouters. I'm a life coach. I'm an artist, and my business name is Nikki Wouters, coach and creator, like very just blunt and to the point there. And what I do is I help people, whether they're artists, creatives, intuitives or entrepreneurs, to really get to know themselves on a deeper level. I think if we don't have a connection in a relationship to our intuition, how are we meant to know who we are, what we want, and how we desire to get there? So I help them dive into that, unpack it all, and create a life that feels magical AF.
Oh, I love it. Sounds
Yeah.
amazing. So why then, did you go into business? So is there was it something like, did you start with art first and then you went into that you wanted to actually help businesses, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, you nailed it. So I was a high school teacher for 10 years, and I always had this urge to do more and create and follow my intuition, but I was like too scared. I think that's a common story for many of us if we've like changed directions in our lives. And I started with art. Like it was super scary and super big, but at the same time was like a really safe step because it's like I could totally control it. I could paint as often as I want. I could do all the things. I could put it out there. And then eventually I realized it wasn't like the fullness of my potential. Like I enjoy it and I love it. And there's something super sacred about being able to create and produce things like this. But at the end of the day, it was more about being able to have an impact on the world. And that wasn't actually happening through art. And then I discovered coaching and I stepped in that direction. And I was like, this is the thing. I get to help people. I get to draw upon my teaching, but also I still get to create. But now I'm creating lives and I'm creating businesses and I'm creating potential futures that were not there before. So ticks all the boxes for me.
Oh, I love that. That just sounds amazing. I love the way you put that, creating lives and, helping people create their own lives. That's just so beautiful. That just shows me how passionate you are. Like I was just going to ask that question, why are you passionate about your business? But I don't even need to ask that because that's actually right there. You've just said it. And so so kind of who is your target market? Like who is it that, is it like your artists that are coming more, or your intuitive artists that, they're coming in, or is it any kind of business owner? What is it that is your target market?
So I think all entrepreneurs at the core have a bit of that creative, imaginative spark because who goes one day, I want to create something from nothing and completely change my life. So I definitely am drawn to working with entrepreneurs for that reason because there's a certain level of like rebel in any entrepreneur of like going a different path and doing something a bit radical. However, I will say I like to focus on working with entrepreneurs who are a bit more curious about the intuitive and the spiritual and coming to a place of like holistic success because there are enough business coaches out there or enough people helping entrepreneurs who are like just hustle more, do more, go harder. That is not an energy I vibe with. So whilst I love all entrepreneurs and I love all business owners, there is something very, very special about those willing to really go that route of sort of divine aligned soul led.
Absolutely. So like looking more like inside themselves, being more like finding like centering themselves. Is that because I mean I agree with you so much because like there is business coaches out there, then we also need like people to do our finances. We need all those sorts of things and having a plan. But sometimes it's being able to be more a plan for yourself, really, isn't it? Like not just for your business. I kind of like think about it that way, like looking deep, finding that within? Is that like what you kind of like the people that you're like in your, like you're trying to help or support in your business, those who are wanting to, you know, go with that gut feeling, listen to that intuitive voice that's, you know, coming, you know, so that way you can go with those instead of like having a structure, as we talked about earlier, having a structure. Is that kind of like what it is?
Well, I'm fully in support of strategy and structure. And I think there is a beautiful harmony and balance of having that masculine side and then our feminine creativity and flow intuition. I don't think it's one or the other. It's a beautiful combination. And what I love to do is bring in the strategy. Like you can totally have a content plan. You can have, you know, a 90-day plan that you're aiming for in your business. You definitely need all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, you can't create that really successfully if you don't know what's in alignment with you. If you can't look inwards and go, do I really want to do this? Why am I doing this? Is this something that resonates with me or I just feel obligated to do? So your ability to know yourself is what gives you the ability to create structures and systems and success that is actually going to be there for you in the long term. Because anyone can make $1 million. I mean, that's probably a big claim, but I do believe anyone could make $1 million. But do you want the pathway there to be your pathway or just this like rat race and you get there and you're like, oh, I mean, yay, million, but also this isn't my life. This isn't my business. And who the hell did I become on the way to creating that?
Absolutely. That's actually very true. There's a lot of people who've made, like if you like make a lot of money or, you know, do it and then they're still not happy. Like, you know, sometimes that's a reason why we want to go into business for ourselves, is to have that happiness for ourselves, to create that life. And but then you get caught up in it so much that happiness goes, you know. So it's about finding that peace and that balance. Yep, growing your business, doing all the right things, doing all the steps, but also having that internal happiness is so important, and being, you know, happy or grateful for what you have. And I think that sometimes can be lost within business as well, because if you're just doing hustle, that can completely gone, I think. So yeah, love that. So then what kind of programs, or is it that you offer, you know, your clients, you know, what is it that your goal is for them when they come in and to see you? What's the what's the structure there?
Well, happy to talk about the structure. So there's a million different things I've done and a million different things I'll continue to do. There's like a whole creative list in the back of my mind. But currently, the way I work with my clients is I have a beautiful membership. And this is like my safe space in my own business. And what I hope to create as a safe space for all entrepreneurs who come to work with me is the membership called Soul Led and Satisfied. And I think the name just like, it's a little bit of a promise of what's going to happen there. It's like, I want you to create a life, to create a business that is happy, healthy, wealthy, successful, and most importantly, soul-led and satisfied. Not in the future when you get that $1 million, but like right now, every single day, as you sit down at your desk, you're like, I know how to follow my soul. I'm prioritizing satisfaction. And from that place, I trust and have faith, probably one of the most important things, that the success I create will be mine. So the membership is the hub, the home, the heart of my business. And that's what I'm most excited about at the moment, and how I support people on a deeper level, because that, of course, is a community. It's a group. We have masterclasses, guest speakers, all the beautiful things. But where I get to really dive my hands and, you know, go wholehearted in is when I work one-to-one with clients. So that's also if there's like more accelerated growth or deeper dives, that's what we do in sort of one-to-one spaces.
Oh, lovely. Okay. So they can either come in through the group or they can come in through your one-on-ones. Is that correct?
Yeah. So the two pathways is the membership. So community, collaboration, content, and like classes. And then there's one-to-one where it's like, okay, let's prioritize your excavation of self and acceleration of business. I will say also in the one-to-one space, I work with people not in business, but I tend to mostly only attract those who are either aspiring or active entrepreneurs.
Oh, I love that, Nikki. Well done. That is awesome. So what is like the best way then for people to contact you? Is there like your website, or is it like Facebook, Instagram? I know you're all there everywhere. So.
I was about to say, I'm in all the places. what is your social media choice preference? I'll be there. So Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, I'm at nikki.wouters.intuition. I do have my website, nikkiwouters.com, and I would highly encourage everyone to subscribe to my newsletter, which you can do just nikkiwouters.com/subscribe, because each Monday I send out the North Star newsletter, and it's a lesson on how to become soul-led and satisfied as an entrepreneur. So it's a good way to sort of get to know me, get my vibe, but also get, soul-led and centered in your business.
Oh, fantastic. And just letting everybody know, we'll actually pop this all the links in there as well. Nikki's going to do a lovely blog for us as well, so that information will be all in there on our website at commongrounds.com and commongroundsbrisbane.com. Nelly got that wrong then, sorry. Terrible joke. Now let's talk about, like, last bit, what advice would you like? You've said, like, you've got, you came from the artist background, teaching, then you've gone into, now business, intuitive. What is it, the best advice you could give anybody? Like, what is it like that you lead with, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, let's rein in the multi-passionate creative mind to pluck one piece of wisdom out of there.
There's probably many. Go with whatever.
Yeah, okay. What's channeling through in this moment? I think the most important thing is to actually take radical responsibility for what it is you desire to create. There are infinite possibilities in this world that can be overwhelming. So the greatest gift I believe you can give yourself is take the time, create the space, ask the questions, figure out what you want. And when you've done that work, just own and allow yourself to go for it.
Yeah, love that. That is so true. Actually, just owning it. And one of the things that come out, like, from we have Common Ground meetups, and that I found is so many women come along and they're kind of confused about where they think they're on one path, and then they start chatting with someone else and they go, I thought that I was happy with where I am, but I'm not. And sometimes that's it, isn't it? Just listening and digging deep, and finding that inner intuition and going down the right path. It's never wrong to, I hate that word, but the pivot and to change your business, but always lead with what makes you, and what I always say, what brings you joy. And then that way, then you can go the right path in your business and in life. So I love that. Well done.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Look, thank you so much for everything. That was just incredible. Thank you so much. Hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. It was so great to see you again. I love get to see you in person each month as well. That's always fun. So thank you, everybody, so much for taking the time out, and I hope you all have a great day. See you later, Nikki.
Bye.